I've been starting pretty much every video that I've posted for the past few months like, oh, I'm so sorry, here I am again. I was gone for a little while, but I'll be back for sure. So I don't want to say those things. My last video was posted almost 3 weeks ago, which is crazy, but things got very hectic in my household. We did adopt recently a new kitten, which we found in the street. I don't think I've mentioned about him because I don't think the last video that I posted, we had him. So with George, that's his name with George, and then Ringo, our latest rescue, things are pretty hectic in my household every time. If before they were hectic, now they are even more so. And I just recently, whenever you're watching this, is my first full weekend again. I was working, having days off apart from each other, so I would have off Sunday and then Wednesday, which definitely took a toll in my body of just feeling rested, and I was just always behind in my household chores, like my cleaning and my things that I wanted to do, and YouTube definitely was not, I didn't have the time. So I'm hoping with this new schedule, I'm gonna be off Sundays and Mondays in my job. It's gonna give me plenty of time to get back on track and be back at filming or posting 2 videos per week. So thank you so much if you have been here for a while. Things are going to start to change. If you've been here for a while, thank you so much for sticking around. If you're new, hi, my name is Rita, and we talk here about makeup, all cruelty-free, some bags, a few things that I buy here and there, like clothing, shoes, all that good stuff, just whatever floats my boat. So if that seems like you would be interested in it, definitely be sure to subscribe. Super easy, hitting this red subscribe button down below. It definitely helps my channel a lot. So today we're gonna be doing this makeup look. I wanted to use a few of my newer products. I don't have a lot of new makeup anymore. I've been trying to be very mindful of what I add into my collection. So I just have a few little bits that I've been adding here and there for the past few months, and a very old favorite. This little guy was re-released very recently. You can still find it at Ulta. So I thought, you know what, let's pull it out, let's give it a try and do a makeup look with this Naked palette. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this makeup. My skincare, sunscreen, and primer are already done. I want to try to go as much as I can with the newer product that I've added to my collection. I have used a lot of these already on camera, but they are fairly new to me. Let's begin with my newest foundation, and I say quotes foundation because to me this is pretty much a skin tint. I do have a first impressions on this that I completely forgot to post a comment that I was going to post saying how this held up through the entire day. It's been fantastic. I really like it. I think it's a very beautiful, again, not a foundation because this to me is really a skin tint. It's very skin-like, it's very natural, it adds a ton of glow. So if you're not too into glow, I recommend you skip this, but for someone who, like me, that loves to have a glowy base, this has just been perfect. I'm gonna blend it with this Rose Ink foundation because whenever I have such a, I guess, lightweight coverage, I think brushes do give a bit more of that, keep a little bit more of the coverage. So it's just, you see all that glow? That's literally just from that product. It's very beautiful. My primer that I used underneath, it was just like a serum primer that I've been trying to use up for literally probably like 2 years already. So I wanted to use something that was not gonna give me any more glow because this has plenty on its own. Didn't even mention the name. This is from Charlotte Tilbury, the Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint. That's exactly how I would call it, but then they added the word hydrating foundation stick. This is definitely not a foundation, at least not on my eyes. It's very, very lightweight. So among the new things that I bought recently-ish was a new eyebrow pencil, which I was very disappointed to see that Charlotte Tilbury has has removed from their collection my favorite brow lift product. They don't have it anymore, they don't carry it. They just have that very thin brow product, which is not my favorite. So hopefully this from Rare Beauty works for me. And the other new product that I got was a new concealer from House Labs. I very seldom buy new concealers because I'm pretty much a person that sticks to what they know and love, especially when it comes to concealers. And I've been loving my KBD concealer for a long time, but I heard very good things about the House Lab foundation, so I thought I would give it a try with the concealer. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and do my corrector as usual, using my Tarte corrector that I've been using for a few years already. And then we'll go ahead and try the new concealer together. Let's move on with the concealer now the corrector is done. And I'm using the new to me House Labs Triclone Skin Tech Concealer. I got it in the shade 24 Light Medium Neutral. So I'm hoping this is going to be good for me. I did not color match myself in store. It was with the website. And just pulling it out, it seems a little bit dark. So hopefully it's not. I can't pull this thing out. My goodness, that is a huge wand and it's kind of hard to pull out. So let's see, but it seems, oh, maybe it's not gonna be too dark. Just seemed dark on the actual tube pulling it out. I'm just adding on the usual areas where I apply my concealer. And for that, I'm gonna be using to blend in the Rare Beauty brush. This is, I think, the foundation brush. So I think the shade is pretty accurate to my skin tone or my skin color. I think it's very, very good. Just perfecting the little areas. Oh yeah, that's a perfect color match. Oh wow, I am very impressed. And I also added here, because I do have some white discoloration there. That is a perfect match. That looks really good. Okay, so here is the side that just has a corrector, so you can still see the whiteness around this area. So now let's use it on the other side. Oh, that dries real fast, I just noticed. I didn't dip again, it's just whatever was on the brush, so. I think I already put it on my nose, but oh well. This though, it's kind of hard to pull in and out of the actual component. I am very impressed. This is first time I'm using it, but this looks very good and the color match is fantastic. I feel like it's almost, I don't know if this is self-setting, but I feel like it's being self-setting on me, maybe. I don't know, I need to read more into this. But for now, I think we're good. I think the color match is absolutely perfect. I'm just gonna go ahead and set that with my Hourglass palette. I always bounce around between all of the ones that I have. So whichever I haven't used in a while, I'll pull it out. I went on and did a few things off camera, including freezing my brows with my usual e.l.f. brow lift. And then I added some contour and highlight. For contour, I used the powder from the Filmstar Bronze and Glow by Charlotte Tilbury. And then for my highlight, I went for Merit's Bounce, which is a more pinkish highlight. Really, really pretty. I do want to show you my blush routine. Oh, and my lips. I also just, you know, to throw something in because I was looking a little pale, I went for Pillow Talk. Just lined my lips with this. So hot. I was not expecting that to be still so hot. I'm having some green tea, blueberry green tea by Harney and Sons, which I discovered at the beginning of this year, and I've been really loving the brand and a few of their teas, by the way, if you also enjoy tea. Okay, so let's move on with the cheeks, so we can finish up this phase and then move on to the eyes. So I just shared on TikTok, I think literally like a few days before I'm filming this, my favorite blush combo at the moment, and I love doing blush combos. I know it should be ideal to just have one and go, but I purchased this blush at the beginning, whenever it was released. This is by Rare Beauty in the shade Cheer, and I did say that I didn't care much for it. It was too colorless for me. It was more like a topper blush. So let's go ahead and try the way I've been using it. So I've been adding it in combination with another favorite blush, which is by Merit. Merit has just been my go-to for blushes for the past, I want to say few months or like few years, let's be real. So in combination, this blush with my Merit Rouge, have just been divine. This has been my go-to mix for, I want to say, almost 2 months. They're very beautiful. This one by itself is my go-to, but this combination, because I was trying to find a way that I could make this blush work, because it was just not enough for me. Like, just adding this, it almost looks like I have like a blush topper. So not really like an actual blush. I don't know, maybe I chose the wrong shade. I don't know what it is, but by the time that I kind of made my mind like I don't really like it as much, it was too late to return, and I prefer not to return makeup products because I know there's gonna be wasted. So in me trying to find a way of making it work for me, I found that my favorite combination was with Merit Rouge. This is my latest addition to my blush collection, I think, or to my Merit, because then after this one I bought this one. So this by itself is beautiful, but then combining it with this very pretty under highlight almost, it's super pretty, and it just gives the prettiest flush. I feel like no matter how much darker or lighter you are than my complexion, this blush, Rouge, is gonna be so perfect on pretty much every skin tone. But if you're closer to my complexion, Cheer by itself might be a little too light. So together, oh my goodness, I've been obsessed with this combo, and I think it looks so pretty. And I know pretty much everyone has fall in mind. I live in Texas. It is ridiculously hot outside, so the last thing I'm thinking about is switching up makeup to more, I guess, fall-ish looks. So I've been loving my still very fresh, very summery, almost sun-kissed looks. Look at how beautiful that combination is. Honestly, at this point, I don't remember if I shared with you this combination. I hope I haven't. Because if I did, well, I'm sorry. Here it is again. It's so perfect. So, moving on from the blush, I was very surprised whenever I saw that Urban Decay brought out their original Naked palette. And I still have mine. No, this is not the original that I had first. I bought this a little before it was discontinued. So I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and try it. Let's use this again. I have gotten rid of a lot of my Naked palettes. I got rid of the smoky, and I'm pretty sure I got rid of the almost reddish tones. I forgot the name. The Heat palette. I don't think it's in my collection anymore. I could be wrong. But I kept this one because it is the more neutral, the more everyday, the original palette. So of course I had to keep it. And I almost bought it whenever they just re-released it. You can still find it at Ulta. It's just a limited time. But I thought, why, if this one is still in perfectly good shape? And I de-infect, especially my powder products, pretty frequently, like every, I don't know, few months or 5 to 6 months. I'll go in and spritz all my palettes, all my blushes and like powder products with some alcohol to extend their life and prevent any mold or bad things happening. So I've had this for a while. It still works really good. I haven't used it in some time, so let's try it again for the first time. Honestly, even for me, this right now, it's a little too cool tone. I feel like it's definitely neutral, but it pulls more cool tone on me. So the last few times that I've used it, which I think it was this year, I didn't quite like the tones as much. But anyway, I'm using Naked just as my first color on my crease, just blending really nicely. I don't think I have used eyeshadow in a long time, especially used like a full-on palette. But here I go, back with the original Naked by Urban Decay. I'm not gonna do much because that's just what I do, not much whenever it comes to eyes. But now I think I'm gonna go for Sidecar. So right next to Naked, we have Sidecar, and I'm going to use this also more like the outer V of my eye. I haven't used eyeshadow, especially this much. If I do eyeshadow, it's literally gonna be one of my beautiful Charlotte Tilbury, what do you call it? Eyes to Mesmerize, and I call it a day. Eyeshadow, at this point, I feel like it's not my cup of tea. I much rather have my eyes naked and focus the attention on my cheeks or my lips with a beautiful lip back. I mean, away are those days that I would do full eyeshadow and then a bold lip. I feel like it's just not my thing anymore. But today I think we're just gonna go for a much lighter lip because I might have gone a little overboard with the cheeks and the eyes. It's gonna be too much for me, but we'll see. We'll see how everything turns out. And I think I'm gonna leave the eyes at that. I'm just going to add some eyeliner. So I'm gonna go for Dark Horse, which, if you know the Beatles, Dark Horse is a reference for George. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line my eyes, trying to keep it a little bit on the very thin, or as thin as I can. And I'm just going to draw a very light wing. Now I'm switching to a tiny brush and I'm gonna go into Sin, which is the second shade. And I'm just going to add this on my inner corner, just patting it very lightly. And then using this also on the actual inner corner. I said inner corner, but I meant like the innermost part of my lid. I'm just adding this to the lid itself. All done with the eyes. Now we're gonna move on with the brows. And I did pick up a new one whenever I saw, very disappointed, that brow lift is no longer available. So this one from Rare Beauty is called the Brow Harmony Precision Pencil. I got mine in the shade Deep Brown. I've never seen it in person. This is supposed to be the same triangle shape. It is, but it is tiny. This is the tiniest triangle ever. It's probably half the size of my Charlotte Tilbury, and shade looks much darker, this one, almost a grayish tone. So I don't know how I'm gonna like that. You can see them here better. This is my Brow Lift by Charlotte Tilbury, and then the new one. That's super tiny. I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but we'll try it. Let's see how it goes. And there is one by Anastasia that is similarly shaped to this one, so I might have to pick that one up if this one I don't like. Yeah, this is gonna be super thin. I don't think I'm gonna like this, but let's try it. I'm back with pretty much my full face done. I'm just gonna add a little extra to my lip, but very first impressions. I think I do like this product. I need to use it more to actually have a better opinion on how I like it, but it could very well be who I replace or what I replace my favorite brow lift with. So I like how my brows look, so I think this is going to be a good replacement. I'm still sad at the fact that this is no longer available, but we have to move on. For whatever reason, they decided it was time to take it off the market. I'm never gonna understand it, but I'm okay with it. If I have found a replacement, which I probably will in this Rare Beauty. The only other thing that I did was my lip. I did go ahead and film a TikTok with one of my lips from my ever-growing Liz Eldridge collection. I've been doing a video almost every day, but I really haven't been so good at it. Swatching my entire collection of my lips over on TikTok. So I did use Spirited Away. It's on my eyes a more fall-y shade, but I thought it would complement really nicely the lips and the blush. So Spirited Away is on my lips, and then for the last step, I am going to use a brand new lip gloss. I think it's a lip gloss. Infused lip oil. This was definitely, I was not thinking in buying this. I stepped into Sephora a few weeks ago to buy a gift for one of my good friends, and I saw this and I'm like, ooh, that looks very pretty. Was it because it's pink and it's shimmering? Probably. Did I need another lip gloss? Absolutely not. But I've been using it. It's been on my bag, so I used it that day, and I think it's good. Is it like the best thing? No, I think I still prefer my Fenty glosses, but it tastes really nice, and I do like a gloss on like an everyday, more simpler makeup. I think it's very pretty. Just adds a little something. The lip that I was wearing is already a satin formula, so I already had a little bit of shine, but This one is good. I like it, and it smells really good. This is, I think this is a new scent that they just released, like a new, also like shade, because originally they had the, I guess, honey infused only, which is like a yellow one. But this one I really like because it has a ton of sparkle. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it on the packaging, but it has a ton of sparkle, and it is pink, of course, and it smells delicious of watermelon. So those are the few little bits that I've added to my collection in the past, I want to say, month or so. Very, very happy with that Skin Tint foundation by Charlotte Tilbury, and it was fun to use this little palette again. I think it's good to revisit old favorites, and this is definitely one of those. Again, you can still find this at Ulta. Definitely go ahead and grab it if you were ever interested. I think you can definitely find better formulas, and I say better because what's better for someone might not be better for you. I think it's a very friendly palette to use very easily. So yeah, definitely recommend. And now that you can pick it up again, how lovely is that? A classic for sure. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Here is again the final look. Let me know in the comments below if you have this palette or if you're thinking about picking it up. What are your thoughts? I like it. I think I'm gonna pull it out a little bit more whenever I do feel like using an eyeshadow palette. Here's the final look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and like always, be sure to subscribe before you leave, and thank you so much for being here. Bye!